Hello and welcome guys to another video. This is my deck profile for the Don Quixote Doflamingo blue deck for the One Piece TCG. In general I like blue the color, and then when Digimon came around and I saw the playstyle of blue, I really liked it, and the same goes for blue with One Piece. Now originally when the One Piece TCG was released, when I saw the first set, I was really interested in playing Baroque Works. The issue is I'm not fully satisfied with a build for Baroque Works yet that I'm working on. I did have a look at the Seven Warlords of the Sea. I did have a look at what some other people were doing, and I did my own sort of research as well and to see what there was. So I'm going to show you guys my build for the Don Quixote Doflamingo. So to start off, we have the leader, of course, Doflamingo. You give him 2 Don, and then when attacking, you suspend a Don, and you get to reveal the top card of your deck. And if it's a Warlord, 7 Warlords of the Sea, and it's a cost of 4 or less, you get to play it rested. So that is pretty good. There are quite a few conditions to be met there, but you know, there are a lot of Warlords of the Sea that are 4 or less, so it is pretty sweet. Next up, we are playing our 4-drop blocker Law. Pretty standard really to play these 1-cost blockers. The other thing is he's a 7 warlord. He's one of the 7 warlords of the sea. The issue is though, you do not want to be actually hitting him with the Doflamingo effect. He's not the best target to get with it. You know, it does mean that we do get another target essentially with this card in the deck. So next up we have Perona. So Perona as a playset is pretty much essential for this deck. You can technically replace this with another card, but Perona is the best version, but I will be talking about that at the end of the video. So Perona has on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you get to rearrange them in any order, and then put them at the top or the bottom of your deck. That's pretty insane, guys. So this really helps with the Doflamingo deck, knowing what cards are coming up next, and then knowing when to use that ability. We then play 4 Alvida. Alvida is pretty much just here to be a 4K counter, or sorry, 2K counter, sorry. 4K counter would be insane, but yeah, 2K counter. You're really not going to be playing her effect. Very, very few times you may play her effect. If I haven't really tested her, but I would imagine in some situations it might be like a mid to late game situation possibly, but in general no, you wouldn't really be using her effect just as a 2K counter. We then play 4 of the blocker Doflamingo. So he pretty much has the exact same effect as Perona. Look at the top 5 cards, rearrange them in any order, and put them at the top and bottom of your deck. The thing is though, he costs 3 rather than 1. But he does have 4K power, and he's a blocker, so that's pretty nice. The other thing is he is a target for our leader's ability, so we can get him off the top of the deck using our leader's effect. Next up, we're playing 4 of Marshall D. Teach. So Marshall D. Teach, you play him, you return a card with a cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. That is a character card, I should specify, sorry. And it's not just your opponent's, it can be yours as well, so you can actually bounce back the Doflamingo or Perona if you wish to use their abilities. So Marshall D. Teach, pretty good card, and also he is 4K. It's a little bit low for the 4 cost, but you just have to give him 1 Don and he can be swinging into your opponent. So I haven't actually seen anyone play this, and this is the Gecko Moria. We play 2 of this card. So this is the one from the boosters, and it has the ability, if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this character gains double attack. I think this can come in handy at times. I don't think this is an essential card to have, but it can be a good one for applying pressure onto your opponent. We then play 4 of the Bartholomew Kuma, the 4-cost blocker, and then when he's KO'd, we get to play a cost 4 or lower Pacifista from our hand. We then play 2 of the Boa Hancock Super Rare. I was considering playing more of this, but you know, if you hit her with the Doflamingo, you know, she's rested, she just becomes a big target really. You kind of have to wait a turn, and you're kind of using your 2K counters to protect her if you wanted to. But that doesn't mean she's a bad card. I think she does have some good, you know, the good ability, like she's a blocker, and when she has a Don attached to her, and if she's attacking or on block, you get to draw a card. So that's only if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, but it's still pretty decent. We then play 4 of the Gecko Moria from the starter deck. So on play, add a 7 Warlords, one of the 7 Warlords, or Thriller Bark Pirates characters with a cost of 4 or less other than Gecko Moria from your trash to your hand. So Gecko Moria has a little bit more range than the Doflamingo leader, because not only can he hit all of our warlords, but he can also hit Perona. So you will be using him mostly to get back the next card, which is Dracul Mihawk. So we play 4 of this guy. He's from the starter deck as well. He's a 2k counter, which is great. And when you play him off of Doflamingo, it's really nice because you're getting a 5k character onto the field. Also, if he has a Don attached to him, when attacking, draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards. Really good for cycling through the deck. We then play 2 Pacifistas. Now, I was originally playing 3 of this, but I had to cut some of the copies down because there were other cards I thought were better in this deck. But if you wanted to, like, if you don't really think this Gecko Moria is great, you could possibly cut this out and play 2 more of this Pacifista, or play 1 Pacifista and 1 more of the Boa Hancock. But I think this is a really good card because it's 6k already, and you're just swinging into your opponent. You're using this with your Kuma, so Kuma allows you to summon him when he's KO'd. What's great is, like, I understand, like, there's 2 of him, so what are the chances of you getting him in your hand? But because of the manipulation that you have with Perona and Doflamingo, you can, increase the chances of you getting a Pacifista in your hand while using Kuma's effect. So it is pretty nice. Next up, for the big cost characters, we are playing 1 Crocodile. So even though he's a 7 Warlord of the Sea, remember guys, we cannot play him with our leader's ability because his cost is too high. But he does have the Banish ability, which is really nice. So usually when you attack into your opponent's life, the card is sent to their hand. This guy actually, sends it to the trash, which is really good. And then he also has, if you give him a Don, our blue event cards cost 1 less. So that doesn't come up too often because we don't play too many of them, and also we only play 1 of him. But the Banish ability does come in handy. Then play 2 of the Doflamingo from the starter deck. So he has on play, return a cost 7 or lower character to its owner's hand. So this is good for just bouncing back opponent's characters, especially good against purple, usually with their high cost characters that have abilities that get rid of a Don card. Doflamingo slows down the opponent's play, so that's really nice. We then play the highest cost character in our deck, and that is Dracul Mihawk. So on play, place up to 1 character with a cost of 7 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. So this is higher cost than Doflamingo, but it is a little bit better because we're actually sending the card to the bottom of the opponent's deck rather than just sending it back to their hand so they can just spam it out in the field again. So this is really nice. Also 9k is really good. Really, you're just holding on to this card in your hand for most of the game, and then later in the game you slap him down and you're just swinging in, so it's great. Then play 4 Desert Spada. So Desert Spada is really nice because you're giving your leader or your character 2k, and then you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you get to rearrange them in any order and put them at the top and the bottom of your deck. Then we play Love Beam, so your opponent or one of your characters gains 4k, and then you get to draw a card if you have 3 or less cards in your hand, so that's pretty nice. So you can get this as well from the starter deck. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button down below, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with more videos that I will have in the future. Hopefully I will be able to play this deck soon. The big issue is that places that are near to me, I say near, it's like at least an hour's drive away, they only have tournaments on very specific day at like a really late time for me. So it's really awkward in terms of both the day and the time that they're to choose to play it. But hopefully though I'll be able to go down to Dublin, see a friend of mine, because originally he was going to have a little bit of a one-piece tournament. I haven't heard any word back from him since that. but hopefully I get to try this deck out soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, stay up to date with more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, and thank you.